thinking about it. I've been thinking about all the things you do.
Hey fellow foodies, it's Faye from faysfood.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this pumpkin chiffon pie. Alright, so I have all the ingredients for my crust in a large bowl already together, and I'm going to pour in some unsalted melted butter. I'm going to give this a toss with my fork or spoon, and then I'm going to just toss it basically until everything's combined. What we're looking for is until the mixture resembles wet sand and it kind of clumps together in your hands when pressed together. Similar to whenever you're making cheesecake crust, that's the same exact process. So once we reach that point, we'll go ahead and pour this into our prepared pie dish. I'm using a glass pie dish that is well greased, and I greased it with some of the pan grease, which I have the recipe for on my blog. It's my go-to because it's so easy to use and it never fails me. And just in case, I also sprayed it with some cooking spray because you can never be too sure. So I poured this all into the pie dish all at once, and I'm actually going to use the bottom of a measuring cup to flatten this as best as I can. I really love using the measuring cup because it gives you a nice, very even, flat surface. It also, just because of the shape of the measuring cup, helps with the sides, just naturally. Alright, and once you reach where you're happy with it, you're going to go ahead and just kind of crimp up the sides like this with your hands. Alright, and then we're going to bake this at 350 for about 10 minutes, and then we'll take it out of the oven and let it cool on the counter for about 10 more minutes. And in the meantime, we can work on our filling. Alright, so for the filling, we have some of our ingredients in this large bowl. I'm going to go in with a whisk and begin to kind of mash down these large lumps. And what we're going to do is just mix with our whisk until everything is nice and smooth. And if any lumps come up, just mash it down with the whisk, like I said. But once you reach a uniform, smooth mixture, you can move on to this next step, which is adding the pumpkin in. Alright, we're going to add the pumpkin in now. And I'm using Libby's because of course you should. It's the best for a reason. So I'm using pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling. There's a difference. Alright, and we're just going to use one whole can. And I'm going to basically just use my whisk again to whisk this up until it's smooth and uniform in color. Alright, so that looks good. So next is we're going to add our whipped cream. What we did was we whipped some heavy cream, no sugar or anything, it's not sweetened, just some whipped cream that was whipped on the highest setting until it reached about a soft peak. And then pour it all in at once and use your rubber spatula to fold this in gently. We want to make sure not to deflate this air that we're trying to add into this mixture. So really be careful here. Alright, and once we reach about this stage, it's not fully mixed in, we're going to move on to the egg whites. And we're going to whip the egg whites with a bit of sugar until it reaches about a medium stiffness. You can see it's white, it's glossy, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, and I was always taught with egg whites, you kind of start low and then you move up to high and then you end on high. And with whipped cream, you start high and end high in terms of the speed settings. So that's just a FYI. Once you have your egg whites all beaten up, you can add the mixture to the pumpkin mixture, and again we're going to just fold this in as gently as we can. And this time we're going to do it until the color is uniform, and it's just a uniform mixture in total. So be careful, it takes a bit of time, but it's well worth it. This is really going to add lightness to this pie. Right, and once you're happy with it, we're going to go ahead and pour the filling into our prepared crust. Even when you're pouring, make sure to be careful not to deflate the mixture. And once it's once it's all in there, you want to just use your rubber spatula, or you can use the offset spatula, to smooth the top as best as you can. It doesn't have to be super perfect, but as smooth as you can get it. And at this point, what we're going to do is bake this in a preheated oven at 325 for about 40 to 50 minutes. This is a custard, so similar to when we're making creme brulee or cheesecake, what you're looking for is for the outside to be set, but the inside to still be jiggly, but not liquid when you touch it. Okay, once it reaches that point, you know it's cooked perfectly. So about 40 to 50 minutes. And once it's baked off, we're going to take it out of the oven and we're going to let it cool for about an hour. And after that hour, what you can do is be careful when you do it. Gently wrap this pie up in aluminum, making sure that it doesn't touch the surface of the top. And you want to refrigerate it overnight. Okay, so the next day, what it would look like is this. It kind of sets in as it cools, and you can decorate it as you wish. So even if you end up putting aluminum and things come off from the middle, a piece of it comes off from the middle, you can do what I did and just cover it with some whipped cream. You know, no harm, no foul. So I hope you guys give this a try. For the full recipe, go to facefood.com. Like this video if you like it. Comment below if you have any comments or questions. Subscribe to this channel for more great videos on the way. And until next time, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoy your upcoming Thanksgiving.
I've been reading you to figure what you're down for. I wanna figure out to make it come around. No, we should quit the game and settle things right here, right now. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about all the things you do. I wanna take you from